Today, I want to move further to look at Plato. What Plato began to consider that in political thoughts, he said that there must be a balance between wisdom, leadership, justice, and reasoning. In other words, Plato began to conceive an idea about who is a leader. And he came out with the concept of ideal leader. And an ideal leader, according to him, is that person who uses wisdom. One, all right. Number two, he uses reasoning. Number three, he employs justice for all in providing leadership. And so Plato calls such a leader a philosopher king. All right? A philosopher king. So the concept of who is a philosopher king actually emanated from Plato. To look at the
Sorry, sir. The qualities again, sir.
Pardon?
The qualities again of a leader, sir. According to Plato.
No, Plato says he came up with the concept of a philosopher king. All right? So to him, who is a philosopher king? A philosopher king is that leader, not a boss, that leader who governs, who leads with wisdom, number one. Number two, he leads with reasoning. Number three, he leads with justice. So three attributes he associates to governance: wisdom, reasoning, and justice. Number two, Plato calls for evidence-based decision-making in addressing complex issues of development. In other words, that if a society is to move forward, evidence-based decision-making must guide such leaders. They should not take decisions based on emotions, based on sentiments, based on nepotism, but evidence-based decision-making to address complex issues of development of a society. To him, it doesn't matter whether you call it democratic, whether you call it feudalism, whether you call it military, whether you call it dictatorship. As far as is concerned, governance must involve these components. Governance must involve what? These components. So, if governance must involve these components, it goes to tell us that for us to examine our in-house affair, that's African affair, that is it possible for us to juxtapose this in the light of the attributes put forward by Plato? Most African countries are practicing democracy, right? But in practicing this democracy, are they leading by reasoning? Are they leading by justice and fairness? Are they leading by wisdom? If they are, then Plato calls them philosopher kings. So you may ask yourself, are you a philosopher king? Who is a philosopher king? You are respecting departments and offices. Do you lead by wisdom, guided by wisdom, guided by justice and fairness, guided by reasoning? Do you take decision based on evidence-based decision, or you take a decision based on sentiments and political consideration? So, the difference between tyrants and democrats, as far as Plato is concerned, is a matter of convenient fiction. Because when democrats behave like tyrants, it makes no difference. When tyrants behave like democrats, does it make a difference? Who is a democrat in the first place? As far as Plato is concerned, when you don't align yourself with philosophical thoughts, then you would rather classify you as a tyrant when these elements are missing.
Sorry, sir.
Yes,
I don't know if I'm the only one having network issue.
So, Prof, sir, so the difference between a tyrant and a democrat is what, sir?
The difference between tyrants and democrats, according to Plato, the difference between a tyrant and a democrat is just a convenient fiction. You know what fiction is?
Convenient
you know what
fiction?
fiction is all about?
Convenient fiction.
Fiction. F-I-C-T-I-O-N. Convenient fiction.
Okay.
Convenient fiction.
Fiction, yeah.
F-I-C-T-I-O-N.
Fiction.
I'm having network issues. I don't know if others are having the same issue. That is peculiar to me.
Who is that? Yeah, who are you? Are you hearing us?
Please, can you turn off your mic? Can you turn off your mic, please?
The network is breaking. It's breaking.
Turn off your mic now. At least you can see you.
Part of problem of ICT in developing world.
Ishaya and Onovu, Israel. Let me hear Onovu, Israel. Onovu, Israel. Go ahead. Okay, Ishaya, let me hear you.
Yes, Prof, sir. Please, the network is not clear, actually. And I couldn't get you very clear in when you are talking about tyrant. So please, sir, can you take it back? Hello, Prof. Hello, sir. Hello, Prof, sir. Yes,
sir.
My name is Ishaya. Please, sir. The network is not clear, actually. Please, can you take it back again, sir? And I couldn't get you very well when you are talking about the tyrant.
All right. What we are saying is that what Plato is saying.
Yes, sir.
The difference between a tyrant, a tyrant now, a dictator.
A dictator, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The difference between a tyrant, the difference between a tyrant and a democrat is just a convenient fiction.
Yes, sir.
Now, why did Plato decide to put it like that? Plato is saying that So long as, insofar as you are not demonstrating this leadership by driven by wisdom, leadership driven by justice and reasoning, you are equally a tyrant. There's no difference between you and a Democrat. So it doesn't matter whether you wear the clothes of democracy or you wear the clothes of tyrant. So long as you don't execute these two, all of you are the same.
Yes, sir.
Does it make sense now?
Yes, sir. I'm getting you, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It is.
Yeah. What that means is that even among the Democrats, we have tyrants. That even among the Democrats, you have tyrants. Even among the tyrants, you can have Democrats. So the distinction between them is that so long as you are not driving your leadership skills with reason, with justice, with wisdom, then there's no difference between you and a tyrant, even if you are a Democrat, you claim to be a Democrat. And of course, yes, in Africa, yeah. Somebody ask a question. Oh no, Israel. I've been giving you the opportunity. You have not been answering.
Yes, sir. We're with you, sir.
You ask a question now. You are still raising your hand now.
No, I'm satisfied with the explanation, sir. Prof.
All right.
Yes.
So, can we now look inward now? Because the whole idea of philosophical thought is for us to look at it from African window. You see that African leaders, are they truly Democrats or they are tyrants? Even if they were elected by the ballot, they came to power through the ballot. Do they satisfy Plato's framework of a philosopher king? Can we call them philosopher kings? So that we should begin to look inward and look at it and see, yes, some people went through the ballot, yes, they got elected, yes. Whether the ballot process was transparent or not, that is not important. The issue, what Plato is saying, is that the demonstration of their leadership, is it reason based? Is it wisdom based? Is it justice based? Is it evidence based decision making they are doing? He says that if they are not, then there's no difference between a tyrant and a Democrat. Because they are not philosopher kings. So Plato was advocating for philosopher kings, those leaders that will take decisions based on wisdom, based on justice, based on reasoning, and that decision must be evidence-based driven in addressing these challenges of development. And that when we are analyzing that, Konika, another African philosopher, says that most African countries got their independence about 60 years ago.
Sorry, Prof. Please help us spell the name.
K-I-N-O, K-I-N-O, K-U-N-I-Y-A.
Mr. Israel, please mute yourself, please.
So, Kinokuniya says that most African countries got their independence about 60 years. So where are those leaders, the leaders that took over the mantle of leadership, whether they were leading with wisdom, with justice, on evidence-based decision making, that if they are not, then they are not. There's no difference between them and those tyrants that rule us and left. So he called the white man a tyrant who imposed his ideas on us and left, and that those Africans who succeeded them are equally tyrants because they are not leading with wisdom, they are not leading with justice, they are not leading with reasoning. So therefore, they are not philosopher kings. Therefore, they are not philosopher kings.
Mr. Israel, are you not hearing us? Are you there at all?
Israel, why are you causing problem for us?
It's Shire, it's not Israel, it's Shire.
No. I'm with you. Please, I am with you.
I don't know why everybody is calling my name on the platform. I'm muted.
I am with you 100%. Please.
Ishaya, mute. Oga Ishaya, mute. And drop your hand.
Class, can they not play this side? Yeah. Listen to this. Class, I want to listen to this Captain Tauri of Burkina Faso. Listen to his later. I want to listen to all these speeches very well. Take down the relevant issues.
It's not audible, sir.
So it's not audible. Maybe they should share the link. We can play it on our own end.
Senseless brutality and painfulness. Those words were balm wounds. You made the world see our pain when it would have been easy to overlook a small country like ours. Holy Father, I think of your visit to the Central African Republic in 2015, when you bravely walked a land torn by Christian-Muslim conflict. You removed your shoes and entered the mosque in Bangui, embracing the Imam as brother. That day, you showed Africa and the world what true peace could look like. Though you never came to Burkina Faso, your spirit was felt here. You sent Cardinal Philippe to us with messages of peace. You named our own humble priest, Cardinal Zungrana, as one of your advisors. You always had time for Africa. I recall your gentle smile when we met briefly at the Vatican last year. I was a young leader, uncertain and burdened by my nation's troubles. You took my hand in yours, your frail hand that had blessed so many, and you said, "Courage, my son, continue to work for justice and harmony." Those words remain etched in my soul. You likely didn't remember me among the many, but I will never forget that moment. In our tradition, when a great elder passes, we do not say they are gone. We say they have returned to Allah, returned to God. I believe you have returned to God, whom you served with every ounce of your being. Your life was a testament that to serve God is to serve humanity, all of humanity, not just those who share one's creed. Thank you, Pope Francis. Thank you for loving the poor man in Burkina Faso as much as the prince in palaces. Thank you for defending the dignity of refugees from Africa who knock on Europe's door, reminding the world that we are all one human family. Thank you for the times you spoke of the Sahel in your prayers, and for your constant calls to end the violence that plagues our region. You were geographically far, but in spirit you stood beside us in our darkest hours. As I join the world in mourning you, I also whisper a prayer that the seeds you planted will grow. May the next Pope carry forward your torch of compassion. In Africa, we dare to hope that one day the Church might choose a shepherd from our continent. If not now, then in God's good time. But regardless of origin, we pray the new Holy Father will walk the path you paved, a path of simplicity, of reaching across divides, of prioritizing the least among us. Rest in peace, humble Father. The winds of the desert carry our farewell to you. In the evenings of our land, when the sky blazes with the colors of dusk, we will remember how you lit up our lives with hope. You often ended your letters with fraternally, as a brother to all. Now we bid you farewell as our brother, our elder, our Pope. May the most merciful receive you humbly. You may your dream of a more just and fraternal world live on in us. Sincerely, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, President of Burkina Faso.
Now, class, did you listen to that?
Yes, Prof.
Yes, sir. But the beginning wasn't clear at all. We will appeal if it can be shared on the class platform, so that later we'll listen
Okay,
to it
but I wanna.
properly and study it.
Okay, so listen to he wrote another letter again on behalf of Africa, all right, raising a number of issues to the new Pope. Again, listen, he accused the church and religious institutions as well for conspiring with
This is the response from Ibrahim Traoré. To His Excellency President Ibrahim Traoré, President of the sovereign nation of Burkina Faso, son of the African soil, defender of his people. May grace and peace be multiplied to you through wisdom, courage, and truth. I received your letter not as a political communique, nor as a demand echoing through diplomatic channels. I received it as a cry of the soul, powerful, principled, and painful, from a son of the continent that has known too much loss, too much silence, and too many broken promises. I have read your words not once, but many times, and each reading pierced deeper than the last. For in your voice, I heard not merely the anger of a president, but the righteous cry of a continent, long wounded by the dual blades of neglect and exploitation. Let me begin now with defense, but with confession. Yes, the church has, at moments in history, stood beside colonizers, when it should have stood beside the crucified. Yet there were chapters, some long, some shamefully brief, where the mission of salvation became entangled in the machinery of subjugation, where the banner of the cross was hoisted beside flags of empire, and the teachings of Christ were diluted by the ambitions of kings. For these sins of omission and commission, I bow my head in repentance. No institution, however sacred, is above self-examination. And if the church is to remain a beacon, it must not only shine light outward, it must shine it within. You ask, will this papacy be different? And to that I reply, not only will it be different, it must be. For too long, the African voice has been heard only in whispers. Your leaders have been praised only when they were pliable, and demonized when they dared to defy unjust systems. Your resources have been extracted while your people were left to scavenge what was theirs to begin with. But Africa is not a charity case. Africa is not a patient waiting for the West to administer spiritual or political anesthesia. Africa is the cradle of courage, the wellspring of song, the pulse of prophecy. It is not the world's burden, it is its teacher. Let me speak plainly, as you did, President Trias, on colonial legacy. President Traore, you spoke of chains not only of those that bound the bodies of our ancestors, but the invisible ones that still clutch at the soul of Africa. Let us speak truth, not as adversaries, but as men burdened with memory. Colonialism was not simply a political conquest, it was a spiritual betrayal. It was not just the theft of land, but the attempted erasure of identity. Entire civilizations with their poetry, their proverbs, their cosmologies, their sacred rhythms were silenced under foreign flags and foreign gods. The missionaries, some sincere, came with crosses in one hand, but behind them followed gunboats, traders, and governors with contracts of domination. Baptismal fonts were built next to whips. Scriptures were preached beside swords. The story of Christ who came to liberate was too often retold in the language of control, and though many of those missionaries gave their lives in service, and some stood up to the powers of empire, the broader truth remains: the church did not always stand with the oppressed. Too often it stood with the conqueror. I confess this not as a political calculation, but as a moral reckoning. Because if the church is to truly mirror Christ, then it must weep where Christ would weep. And surely he weeps for what was done in his name on African soil. I have seen the ruins of colonial prisons turned into schools. I have met grandmothers who remember their tribes being renamed. I have watched as young African seminarians ask, is this faith ours, or was it imported? Let me answer clearly, the gospel was never meant to conquer. It was meant to liberate. Christ was never a colonizer. He was a carpenter from Nazareth, brown-skinned, occupied, poor. And so I pledge that under this papacy, we will revisit our history, not to dwell in guilt, but to root out denial, not to perform penance with words, but to open doors with justice. The church must become not a reminder of conquest, but a refuge for cultural rebirth. Let the next chapter be one written together by African hands in African languages, and in full ownership of faith that was never truly foreign, but always somehow destined to rise again from African soil. On economic injustice, President Traore, when you speak of bloodstained minerals and hunger in the shadow of gold mines, you are not exaggerating. You are revealing a wound that the world has chosen to press with silence. Africa is rich, yet too many of her children remain poor. Why so? Because the wealth beneath your soil, cobalt, gold, uranium, coltan, oil, has been turned into a curse, not a blessing. These were supposed to be gifts of providence, not instruments of plunder. But instead of building schools, they have built empires far from the shores of Africa. Let us no longer pretend that economic suffering is accidental. Let us no longer speak of underdevelopment as if it were nature's plan. It was policy, it was greed, it was engineered stagnation, orchestrated debt, and predatory agreements signed in glass towers, while farmers walked barefoot through dust. And yes, while the church itself may not have signed trade deals or drawn oil contracts, it has often been too quiet when it should have played out, too cautious when it should have stood between the vulnerable and the vultures, too diplomatic when the gospel demanded disruption. There are African nations today where a child cannot drink clean water, but multinationals extract billions from the same land without paying fair dues. There are communities where women give birth in candlelight hospitals, while cargo ships full of precious resources sail out of port, guarded by foreign guns. That is not trade. That is tribute extracted from the valley. And this, dear brothers and sisters of the world, is not just an African tragedy. It is a global scandal.
It is the failure of our collective morality. It is the blasphemy of preaching justice on Sunday while investing in systems of extraction on Monday. President Tagore, you asked, will the Vatican name these sins? Yes, we will no longer speak of poverty without naming its architects. We will challenge institutions that pretend benevolence while negotiating control behind closed doors. We will no longer sit at global summits in silence when African leaders are told to privatize their futures in exchange for short-term loans. The church must not merely advocate for aid, it must fight for equity. We must speak of economic repentance, for true peace cannot exist where there is structural theft, where prosperity for the few is built on the perpetual depletion of the many, where Africa must always borrow back its own wealth with interest. This papacy will seek partnerships with African economists, theologians, and reformers. We will ask not how we can help Africa, but how we can dismantle the systems that have hurt her for centuries. And let us be clear, Africa does not need saving. Africa needs space to breathe, to rise, to govern her destiny without manipulation, masked as mentorship. Let this be the era when the church uses its global influence not to advise politely, but to advocate prophetically. Because economic justice is not a matter of numbers, it is a matter of soul. When a mother in Ouagadougou or Goma or Bamako weeps because her educated son cannot find dignified work, or when she buries that son because he drowned trying to flee to a distant shore, we must ask, what gospel are we preaching if it does not confront the system that made that death inevitable? We must ask ourselves, what is the value of prayer if it does not drive us toward justice? And so I say to you, President Trepor, and to all of Africa, the church cannot be neutral in the face of economic oppression. Christ overturned the tables once. Now we must ask whose tables must be turned today. On political interference and sovereignty, President Traore, when you speak of sovereignty, your voice carries the weight of centuries, during which the African will has been contested, corralled, and conditioned by powers that did not emerge from the soil of Africa, but planted themselves there like towering foreign trees, casting long shadows across native lands. The struggle for African self-determination is not a new cry. It is the old song of resistance that began when the first maps were drawn without your consent, when borders were carved by the hands of colonial ambition, and when leaders chosen not by your people but by distant interests were placed like marionettes in high office. And yet, even as flags changed and independence was declared, interference did not end. It merely changed form. Today it comes in the language of strategic partnerships, in the packaging of humanitarian aid, in the presence of military bases that were never democratically invited, because I'm allies and some may well be. But we must also ask, why does Africa remain a battlefield for the interests of others? Why must your internal affairs be negotiated in foreign capitals before they're respected at home? Why African elections monitored with suspicion while fraudulent dealings elsewhere are called irregularities? Why is it, President Traore, that when an African leader speaks of nationalizing resources, he is accused of authoritarianism, but when a foreign CEO exploits those same resources, he is praised as an innovator? We have built a global order where some nations act with impunity while others must beg for legitimacy. That is not peace. That is power imbalance masquerading as diplomacy, as a church rooted in the message of Christ, who was born under occupation and crucified by an empire. We cannot ignore this. Christ stood with the occupied, not the occupiers. He wept for Jerusalem because it was wealthy.
Oh, gentlemen, class.
Wow.
Yes, Prof.
Prof,
Hello.
Prof.
despite the network challenges, one is
Pardon?
able to, I said, despite the network challenges and the volume, one is still able to get some important information that can lead to liberation, both from
So,
his
what information did you get from there now?
why does Africa remains the battlefield?
Yes.
That we must dismantle the system of poverty that tie the country down. We can't speak of poverty
So, like what?
without speaking its architect.
Yes.
In fact, I was able to I have to shut down everything to listen keenly, and I would say that there is no regret joining or going into peace and public governance, PPG.
Yeah.
Right? Especially this
So,
night, I have a take home.
Uh,
I have to take home,
hello,
and
Prof.
I want to thank you sincerely for finding time to share with us this highly uh, spiritual messages, because they are more of spiritual actually. Thank you very much.
thank you.
Hello,
It's
Prof.
not spiritual. It's not rather spiritual, rather than the struggle for independence, struggle for true independence and autonomy and development of Africa. You rightly pointed out that if we are to move forward as Africans, then we must look inward and dismantle the system. What are those systems? Those systems of borrowing. IMF will give you loan, and then they will give so many interest on you. So all you earn is to pay them their money. And so you remain within the cobweb of the imperialist powers. Okay, somebody was saying, your hands are up.
Yes, sir. I tried to say something, sir.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
let me hear you before Hawa.
Yes,
Okay, let me hear
sir.
Daniel first.
Thank you very much, sir. Prof is a very thought-provoking message, and I think I've listened to it before from another platform. But in as much as the message itself is rich and it goes down to the point, the second one is attributed to the response by the new Pope. But I want to say that from a reliable source, it's an AI generated message. It's not from the church. The response actually is not from Pope, but is full of in-depth and thought-provoking messages which the leaders in Africa should look into for liberation and for way forward.
Thank you very much. Hawa?
Okay, sir. Sir, I think in the context of this topic, which is about what Plato says of a good leader, which is a good leader must lead with wisdom, reasoning, and then justice. And I think from what Ibrahim Traore has said, he's a good example of such leaders that Plato is talking about. That's all.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Sukuweke.
Yes, Prof. Good evening, Prof. And good evening, class.
Good evening.
Actually, one of the things I was going to say had already been said by Daniel concerning the veracity of the source of the statement. Yes, which is very, very much in doubt. And even while watching it, I saw that it wasn't. I think it's most likely AI generated. And I found it very, very amazing because the Pope himself, one of the things he mentioned as the immediate threat now that needs to be countered is the artificial intelligence. So for this to have come up, using his voice, so to speak, coining it in this language is, well, I would call it ingenious, so to speak.
Hold on. I'm not even after the source. I'm after the content. Yeah.
Yes,
We're
actually,
only looking
Prof.
at the content in the light of African voice. That's all we're looking at.
Honestly speaking, the content is quite germane. And in fact, the first time I heard it, I thought to myself that this was something wonderful, because looking at the issues, especially when they mentioned people getting their Africa having their money and having to borrow their own money and pay back. It's quite that is quite explicit about the French system, which the Francophone countries are going through with France. Again, the issue of leadership in Africa and all that. Everything, the content actually for me is quite germane, and it's something that calls our attention to the very essence of this lecture this evening about the idea of justice, reasoning, and wisdom in dealing with the issues. And quite frankly, talking about the last 60 years, it has actually brought to the fore the fact that the Africa of post-independence Africa is still grappling with more problems than it had pre-independence. And for me, I think as it is, we have a leadership problem to actually deal with. Thank you. That's just what I wanted to contribute.
Thank you very much. Now, is it possible for us to then answer this question? The difference between tyrants and democrats is just a convenient fiction discourse. The difference between tyrants and democrats is just a convenient fiction. In other words, tyrants were those people who impose their leadership on us, who rule us as if we are second-class citizens. Now we have democrats. They are again looking at us, they rule us as if between they and them. Are they truly providing leadership based on wisdom, based on justice, based on reasoning in Africa? Could you have called Traore a military tyrant who in actual fact had in mind the voice of Africa, pushing to dismantle the system that has imprisoned us? And yet, you condemn him that is a military dictator? Are we not having democratic dictators? Is there any difference between a tyrant and a democrat in this sense? In the light of the post-independence leadership we are having in the country, in the continent of Africa, in other words, is there any difference between the imperialist powers who were considered as tyrants and the Democrats, in quote, who were elected through the ballot, yet demonstrating dictatorship, demonstrating being agents of neo-colonialism on the land? So, what's the difference then between the pre-independent tyrants and the post-independent democrats in Africa? Is it not just a convenient fiction? They just use those colleagues to differentiate them. Do they actually give out the same? Don't they give out the same product of encouraging imperialism and new colonialism? In Nigeria, we were mortgaging our oil, all right? Taking our oil to be refined and to be sold to us You don't know what Tori was saying?
Absolutely.
So, right now, as we speak, I think the government today is battling with how to reconcile the export crude that has been taken away to be refined and then resold to us. We have mortgaged the destiny of the Nigerian nation, that the next generations will equally be in debt. Where then lies the difference between a tyrant and a democrat? I hope you are aware that Nigerian crude is being taken in advance and paid debt in advance. Are you aware of that?
Since
So
during the
wherein
last
lies the
time,
difference between a
Buhari's
tyrant
time,
and a democrat?
when Buhari was president, that was what happened.
I am not mentioning names, please. I'm just saying in Nigeria. All right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
are we not aware of that? Is it not exactly what Traore is saying? That we have found ourselves within the cobweb of imperialism that they have not allowed to breach, even with our resources? Are we therefore not aligning with Ali Mansouri and the rest, who say that we must begin to look at the world from the center, epicenter of Africa? Africa must be the epicenter. Therefore, the difference between tyrants and democrats is just a convenient fiction, and I ask you to discuss. So long as our leaders do not rule based on reasoning, so long as our leaders do not rule based on wisdom, so long as our leaders do not rule based on justice and fair play, so long as our leaders do not take evidence-based decision making, then they will end up becoming the same thing as tyrants, even if they were democratically elected. Therefore, the difference between them and the imperialist tyrants is just a convenient fiction. We are just using them, just use the name to differentiate them. These ones are democrats. These ones are tyrants. While in the actual sense, they portray the same characteristics. So if I ask you the question now, how will you go about answering it, gentlemen? What will you do? You must give us who is a tyrant. You must tell us who is a tyrant and who is a democrat.
yes,
You are discussing, and then you must discuss it in the light, because you are going to be asked to discuss it in the light of Plato's concept of the philosopher king. Because as it discussed it in the light of Plato's concept of the philosopher king. Discuss this in the light of Plato's concept of the philosopher king. You are going to have that. This question is going to be composing for all of you. All right. So you have to read on that. Look at. Yeah.
Thank you in advance.
It's how you discuss it that you are problem. So you must know the concept of philosopher king. Who is a philosopher king? A philosopher king is that person who provides leadership based on wisdom. All right. Who provides leadership based on reasoning. Who provides leadership based on fairness and justice, and who takes decision on evidence-based decision, not any kind of decision on emotions. Now, once you project that one, whether you are a white man, whether you are a black man, whether you are in uniform, whether you're not in uniform, as far as you're concerned, you are a philosopher king. Now, whether you are democratically elected and you don't carry on all these features, you are, as far as because you are concerned, you are something like a tyrant. And so, even if you are in uniform and then you demonstrate this characteristic of philosopher king, you are still a good leader. You are still a philosopher king. That's what Plato is saying. All right? Any question on this? Because we have so many other questions to touch on.
I think we are good to go, sir.
We are good to go, right?
Yes, sir.
So if you have a question like this, can you do justice to it?
65%, sir.
We'll
So
try.
the major characteristic that should guide you is that of the characteristic of philosopher king as propounded by Plato. So what Plato is trying to tell us is, pardon?
I've been trying to see whether I can draw a line between wisdom and reasoning.
Okay. Wisdom and reasoning. There's a distinction between wisdom and reasoning. When you apply the context of reasoning to solve a problem, you are using wisdom. When you are rationalizing in order to take decision, you are reasoning. All right? Furthermore, reasoning is one of the ingredients of wisdom. It's just like when you say it's just like you ask a question, is economic growth synonymous with development? Economic growth is not synonymous with development. You can actually grow economically and yet undeveloped.
Yeah.
The same thing. You can actually apply reasoning and yet without wisdom. Is it clear, Lumumba?
Yes, Prof. It's okay.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you.
So, in the light of this, therefore, when you are discussing questions like this, the point is that the yardstick for you to measure who is a philosopher king is to say that these 3 ingredients of reasoning, justice, and wisdom must guide you. And then this evidence-based decision making in addressing complex or issues of development in Africa. Now, evidence-based, that in other words, we should take decisions that affect our development based on evidence, not sentiments, not nepotism, not emotions. Now, when these things are not playing out, even if you are a Democrat, there's no decision between you and a tyrant. Because you are mortgaging the future of Africa. That's what Traore is crying about. That's what Traore is saying, is taking initiative, personal initiative. You know what he has done in Burkina Faso? That all of these business interests of France, he has conscripted them to develop the land of Burkina Faso. That's why you could see development going all over the places in Burkina Faso. He doesn't care. He said, you cannot conscript our wealth outside without developing Burkina Faso. Develop Burkina Faso first. And so he has become a kind of a threat to the world community. And he said that one doesn't matter. That one is not a problem for him. The problem is that he must address the issues that concern Burkina Faso. That is a philosopher king. That's a philosopher king. All right? Question number 5. Question number 5. Is local government autonomy a reality or a mirage in Nigeria? Now,
Sir, some of us do not get the questions.
Is local government autonomy a reality or a mirage in Nigeria? You know, this issue of dismantling the system should actually be localized. There is neo-colonialism between the states and the local government. The states have succeeded in neo-colonizing the local government, am I right? And the federal government, in its wisdom, have initiated a policy of autonomy. This is because to allow resources to go down the grassroots so that development can be bottom-up driven. Is that the reality or a mirage? It's something to work on that.
Sorry,
Okay.
sir. What are the other questions? I only got the number 5.
What are the what?
I heard you say number 5. I didn't hear
Yes.
others, sir.
I gave orders in our last lecture, in my last tutorials. You were not in the class last time. No?
I was in the class last time, sir.
So when I gave you questions like the role of philosophical thoughts in nation building, examine 6 basic principles of philosophical thought.
Yes, sir.
Explain
I
3
have those
basic
ones.
principles of philosophical thought. Yeah?
I have those ones, sir.
So I'm continuing from there now.
It's all right, sir. Thank you.
The last number 3 question I gave you last time was, I said, I know that I am intelligent because I know that I am nothing. This course is relevant. Am I right? And today I've added 2 more questions for you.
Two more questions,
Question
sir.
number, yeah?
You said we have 2
Question
more.
number, yes. Question number 5 now.
Number 6, sir. Number 6.
Oh, number 6. Number 6. Are you Yoruba? This one must be Yoruba.
I'm Yoruba, sir. I'm proud of who I am, sir.
Okay. Number 6, you read about logic and how you can strengthen the activity of reasoning. I taught you about our hominem fallacy. You don't have the materials. Most of you were not in class then, but you can collect the materials. The issue of begging the question. All right. The issue of forced appeal to authority. All right. There are some of the things that you need to avoid them in order for your argument to be strategic. In strategic reasoning, you must reduce fallacies. So again, you collect that material. That lecture was held on the 4th May 2025. We had that lecture on the 4th of May 2025. So pay attention to logic. Okay? Pay attention to logic, especially in those areas of fallacy. Number 6 now, or number what? Number 6? Or are you number 6 or number 7 now?
Number 7.
Number 7. 7, sir.
Okay. Number 7. Number 7. You try to look at Afrocentricity. The thinkers of Afrocentricity, like Molofe Ashanti, Ali Mozori, You pay particular attention to features of African philosophy. What are they? Communalism, orality, all right? Interdependence, morality, and what? So look at that.
Prof, can you come again? We pay attention to the features of
African philosophy. Now, pay attention to features of African philosophy, particularly Afrocentricity. All right? Restrict yourself to Afrocentricity. And I told you that Afrocentricity is saying that the world should be viewed from African perspective, isn't it? Not just from the West. Am I right?
Yes, yes, that Africans should be as a subject, not object.
Exactly. So Africans will be seen as subjects, not objects. And that Africa should be seen to be the epicenter of the world, not the West. So there are two major ingredients of Afrocentricity. Africa as the epicenter of the world, and then Africa should be seen as subjects, not objects. So pay attention to Afrocentricity. And finally, pay attention to metaphysics and African thoughts, world of magic. Pay attention to what? Metaphysics. Pay
So
attention
you
to
said metaphysics and
pay attention to metaphysics. Yes. Metaphysics and African thoughts. For instance, can you take that this question, please? Can you take down this question? Examine the metaphysics of your people in the light of the following.
Okay, sir.
Examine the metaphysics of your people in the light of the following. Examine the metaphysics of your people in the light of the following. Causality. Cause and effect. Causality.
Postality.
Cause. For the word cause. For the word cause. Causality.
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 Causality. Cause and effect.
Mm-hmm.
Cause and effect. Not causality. Causality. Cause.
Spelling.
All right. Causality. Number B. Being. All right.
Sir, please, can you come again, sir?
B is what, sir?
Again?
The spelling, sir.
Yes, sir. For the B.
Being. B. The B word is being. B-E-I-N-G. Being.
Okay. Being. Okay.
Number 3. Personhood. Personhood.
Centribute or?
Personhood.
Personhood.
Yes. On what? Person. And then hood. Yeah. Number 4, reincarnation.
Sir, can you repeat C again? Number 3, sir. Can you repeat it?
Number C. Personhood. Person. One word person. Then hood. Personhood. Personhood. Are you all right?
Number 5, sir.
Number 5. I don't have number 5. Only 4. Reincarnation, I said.
Okay, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, you should remember that I gave you an assignment to explore some of your. There's an assignment that is standing on you. All right? You remember that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now that one relates directly. But if you do that your assignment, it means about your people, you should to have an idea about all of this. And I asked you a question that for now I want to have a background with the indigenous community. If it's about your community, that community can be a heterogeneous community. That community can be a homogeneous community. Like if you are in Lagos, your community is heterogeneous. So some of your values may intertwine. If you are in Kano, you may likely go to face a heterogeneous community. All right. So I guess that when you are able to do this one, you will have no problem with me. What you need to do now is to ensure that you have these materials before you. Okay? You have this material before you on metaphysics, African metaphysics, on logic, okay? And then on principles of philosophical thoughts, and then political thoughts by Plato. So many areas. So the materials will wander from this area, all right? So what that means is that you can find a way now of, I will give these notes in this area so that all of you can begin to photocopy them to your systems, in the case may be. All right? So that I don't box you off with so many activities. Any question?
Thank you very much, sir. Prof,
Very much welcome.
mine is an appeal for some
Yeah,
of us who are currently not in town. I don't know if the
yeah.
soft copy can be put on the platform, then we'll print from there and read.
I will not put my material on platform, sir, because they arrange with the class so that we can send it. They can send it to you, but not on the platform. You have your class captain, don't you?
It's really not easy and convenient to have hard copy distributed, especially given that we are hardly ever together and in different locations. So,
yeah.
And since it's already a hard copy, for anybody to send it to you, it means it has to be reproduced or scanned, and it will not give the correct effects.
No, that's not even what I'm saying. We have the soft copy now. We have the soft copy. What I'm saying is that make arrangement in such a way that this material can be reached out to you, not on a general platform.
Okay, Prof. Okay.
That was it.
All right, Prof.
Yeah. Now, on your own, please, I want to advise this way. On your own, when you read and you have some challenges, please just text me. I can create an appointment and we either talk on virtual, or you can call me. I can give you some explanations. It's rather unfortunate, philosophy class is better discussed in person. All right. So, but I can understand the challenge you have. The challenge you have is that if we're not interacting, we will not be seen to be doing philosophy actually. So I understand that challenge. But in as much as you are around, try to find time, even if 15 minutes. If you're in Abuja, if I'm around, see me, so that I can give you some better. I think somebody came today and he had about 30 minutes free bonus with me. I put him through. So try as much as possible.
Yes, Prof, I can confirm that. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So try and find time and discuss. We discuss with you. You get it. You get the picture better. Some of these theoretical lessons, you will not get them well. And the nature of my questions are such that if you cannot apply it, you cannot do it. You understand the point? So let us try find time. I will try to make myself available in such a way that if we can always interact together, is better than that. But first and foremost, articulate these materials. Make sure that you have these materials this week, please. Make sure you have these materials this week, so that we'll be very sure that these things get to you first and foremost. All right. I know there are some of you in Lagos. Some of you are in Lagos, right? I saw this woman there. How many are from Lagos? Ajao, are you from Lagos?
No, sir.
I saw this woman a while ago. Edith. Then I think there are some people from Ilorin as well.
Prof, good evening, sir.
How are you?
I'm fine, Prof. So sorry I forgot the class.
Yeah. But I hope you are getting along.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I do.
All right. Beautiful.
You've missed today's package. You don't miss. You miss, and you have to pay whoever that.
I'm also from Lagos, sir.
You are from Lagos, Bamishola?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You are from Lagos. All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Your examination is going to, it's a 3 credit course.
Yes, sir.
I hope you know that very well.
I know.
Good. 3 credit course means that you're going to have 6 questions in all. You will answer 4. You answer 4.
Wow. That's a long exam.
No, it's not too long. Don't worry. It's not too long.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be 6 questions. You answer 4. And your examinations is 70 marks, 70%.
The assignment is.
Your continuous assessment is 20%. Your attendance.
It's 10%.
Your attendance is 5%. Your contribution to class 5%.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now, for continuous assessment, I gave you an assignment. I prayed every person has his own topic that he's working on, area he's working on.
Yeah, you gave us assessment, sir.
What is it? On what?
The one that you said that we should relate our philosophy with our culture or something.
That's what I'm saying now. I hope you're working on that.
I have even done it. I asked somebody to help me print and submit.
Please try and work on that one.
I asked someone to help me.
Now, this course
is
going to all right. This course is going to continue. Listen, this course is going to continue next semester as advanced seminar.
So are we doing 3 semester coursework?
Pardon?
We are supposed to do 2 semester coursework, sir.
Yes, ma'am. There are some that are just starting now.
Good evening, sir.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you,
sir.
Then on our thesis, sir, you didn't even advise us on what to do, sir.
I did not advise you on what?
On what to do on our thesis. Subject, area to write.
No, you are teaching when you finish your coursework first now, madam. Why you being very fast?
Yes, sir.
When you finish on your coursework,
I want to relocate, sir.
Don't worry, you'll get there. Now, some of you have done advanced seminar already now.
Yes, sir.
Some of you have not done advanced seminar.
Yes, sir.
Those of you who have not done advanced seminar, they are the ones that by next semester they will do advanced seminar now.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yes, sir. Please, I want to clarify the first assignment, impact of African ethics or modernity. Are you grading that one, or is 1 or 2 of the assignments you have to do, sir?
Just submit them all if you want to. Which one did you do, you guys?
The impact of African ethics, sir.
The impact of African ethics.
Yes, sir.
Huh? Okay, no problem.
Can we pick one of the 2, sir, and submit?
No, that community one is compulsory, please.
Which one is community, sir?
The one that says identify it from the virtues, the ethics from your community now.
Yeah, well, I did not hear almost everything.
Is
it the one that you said using your own culture?
I didn't hear all the questions.
Yes. The one that
using your own culture and to influence your philosophical thought.
Yes.
Welcome.
Abdullah, you asked a question? Abdullah. Okay, let me summarize these things for you now, so that you'll be guided very well, so that you don't feel that Listen to.
Good afternoon, Prof. I'm hearing you, sir.
Is it afternoon now?
It's Abdullah, sir.
Abdullah, how are you?
Sir, maybe he's in the US, sir.
Yeah, I think it's in the US.
Yeah.
Are you in the US?
Not really, sir.
Okay. Now, look at this question, please, class.
Yes, sir.
Number one, I know that I am intelligent because I know that I know nothing. Examine the relevance of this to Nigerian educational development and capacity building. Examine the relevance of this to Nigerian educational development.
Well, please take it again.
And I know that I think I gave this question 3 now.
No, the last one I said.
So, but sir, I think you're reading it what you said was, I know that I am intelligent because I know that I know nothing. Discuss this in the light of Socrates' philosophy. What is the relevance of this nation building in Nigeria? That was how we gave it last week.
It's the same question now, my friend.
I know that I'm intelligent because
I
know that I know nothing. Discuss this in the light of Socrates' philosophical thoughts. What is the relevance of this to nation building? Yeah, Nigeria.
Sir, that was the one you gave for PhD.
Yes, I got those questions now. So,
So you're about to read the second question. Examine what?
Question now. So I say them the way they have the way I perceive them. That's all.
I lost to.
You want me? Yeah.
Yes. Examine.
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
Please, can we allow Prof to talk? We are just distracting the whole discussion.
Chinasa, Godia.
Good evening, sir. So I'm just concerned because we are running our PGD. I don't know the question is included with the PGD student because I'm actually very low. The last time you said it's for PhD.
Don't worry about your own. Just study that one. You'll see the same thing. All right. Just feed out those questions. Don't worry about that. When I come for marking, I know what to do.
Okay, sir.
Yes, no problem about it. Just follow this question the way they are. But I know in your own context, the marking between PhD and masters is different. The marking between masters and PhD is different. So for PhD, you must apply. You must apply. For masters, you must master the theories. All right. And then for PhD, it's just the introduction.
Sir, please, I did not get the question, sir.
China, sir, I'm here. I'm talking to you, China, sir. Godia.
Sir, I'm here, sir.
Yes, for PhD, don't worry, the marking will differ. But the question might be the same, but the marking may differ.
The thing is quite bulky. That's what
Don't worry, China. Don't worry, China, sir. Your own is just introductory, so no problem about that. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but the same areas of concentration is what I've given all of you. but your questions will differ. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, question number two.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Question number 2, sir.
Question number 2. Examine 6 basic principles of philosophical thoughts, demonstrating their relevance to national development. Examine six basic principles of philosophical thoughts, demonstrating their relevance to national development.
Prof, is that a new question?
No, it's not a new question. Question
It's
number
the
2.
former one.
Okay,
Question number 2.
okay.
That's
It's
question
the
number
former
2.
one of last week.
Okay.
That's question number 2.
As you say, examine 6 basic principles of a philosophical thought.
Yes. 6 basic principles of
That what, sir? 6 basic principles of a philosophical thought.
Philosophical thoughts.
Take the notes. Okay, somebody.
Demonstrating their relevance to national development. Now lectures. In their lectures.
Their relevance to national building.
Yes.
National building.
Nation building, not
Yes, national building. Yes. Sorry, nation building. Sorry, nation building. Sorry, thank you very much. Yeah. Okay. Then question number 3 should go to metaphysics, which I have asked you a question already. Question number 4 should go to logic. All right?
Yes, sir.
Good. Question number 5 should go to Afrocentrism. Question number 6 should go to African philosophy. Well, Afrocentrism is part of African philosophy. You look at the Ubuntu model, or you look at Ujamaa Pro model, anyone. Question number 6, you go to Plato's leadership, the philosopher king. The philosopher king. The philosopher king.
What did you say about philosopher?
The philosopher king.
Sir? I didn't get it.
Pardon? Are you getting me at all?
No, sir.
You're not getting me?
Questions are more.
The apportioning of the these things is getting confusing.
All right. I have apportioned 2 questions to African philosophy. I have apportioned 1 question to metaphysics. I have apportioned 1 question to logic. I have 1 question to to Plato's philosopher king. I have apportioned 2 questions to principles of philosophical thoughts. Sorry, I apportioned 2 questions to philosopher king, not 1. So you have a total of, you're going to have a total of 9 questions in all.
This question is it among the question?
Is
The
local
one government?
Yes.
Is local government autonomy or a reality
Yes.
in Nigeria? Is it one of them?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
All right, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it the area of concentration?
Yes, ma'am. Is the area of concentration? Do you think there's the area of dancing?
Area of confusion.
So these are the areas that should guide you. All right.
All right. Sir. How many questions are we answering, sir?
Thank you so much, Prof.
Now, by this weekend, you submit all your assignments this weekend, please. All assignments should be submitted this weekend. Please.
Assignments we even have, sir. We submitted one now.
Yeah, if you have submitted it, that's all right now.
So remaining one.
Which one again?
That one for our locality.
Yes. That's one I need. I need that one.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, please, sir, I want to
Evangelism in
appeal
our
that
community.
I'm currently,
yes,
I've done the assignment, but I'm currently out of Abuja. I'm in Ogun State doing one work. And I will return next week. Can I submit on Monday, sir, when I come back?
No problem.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Prof, what about the exam? Is it going to be online?
You want it? No, it's going to be through on water.
Voila.
It's going to be on water.
Good evening, Prof.
Good evening, sir.
Can somebody get the copy of the materials tomorrow in the school?
Yes, you can get it.
Okay, I think I'll be in the school by 10 o'clock.
Yeah, we'll try, but those of you who are far, we'll try and send the soft copy to you.
Okay, sir.
If you have your email, if just forward your email, we'll forward the material to you by your email, via email.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's a good one.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Sir, sorry, sir. Will you forward the email to who, sir?
To Naomi.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. You forward Naomi.
Okay.
Yeah. When are you writing this paper?
On Friday.
On the 30th.
On Friday, 30th.
That's it, right?
Your two papers
Yes, sir.
are the same day.
Philosophy is Saturday.
It's on Friday,
Friday,
sir.
sir. Friday.
Yes, sir.
Friday to 10 o'clock.
Friday in the morning. In the morning.
Friday in the morning.
10 o'clock.
Friday in the morning, 10 o'clock.
All right. So looking forward to seeing you then. Yes. Please.
Thank you.
I just want to advise. I just want to advise you that Don't be afraid of examination at this level, please. You have gone past examination at this level. I'm not interested in examinations, but we have to do it. Just demonstrate that you have learned something. That's all I need from you. Demonstrate that you have learned something. All right. For those of you doing PhD,
Okay, sir.
those of you doing PhD, this course is just a foundation for you to help you generate your topic. You begin to explore some areas in your environment. Okay, so that you begin to generate your topic for research. We are more interested in helping you to generate your area of concern for research. So most of these things we are giving you is for you to generate areas of research. So you begin to look at whether leadership is truly philosophical model should be adopted in Nigeria and Africa. Whether local government system should exist or it should not exist. Whether local government system is contributing to national development or not. All these are philosophical thoughts that you need to explore. So we are interested in you try to generate areas of concern so that we shall start working with you in your research work. After this coursework, the main work is research work. All right. So that's our area of interest, because it is your research that will make contribution to knowledge. And what we're seeing now is that we don't want to keep you in your research work more than necessary, because at the end of the day, it becomes useless if it stays too long. That's why you are going through all of these courses to help explore your environment, to widen your scope of seeing issues. All right. So it's not something that you think that is not too tight. I think as if you are writing why. No, it's not about why. Please, it's just helping you to explore your environment. That's all we're interested. So just try to get the basic you can get, not more than that. All right.
All right, sir.
Bemishola?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir.
How is Lagos now?
Lagos is fine, sir.
So when am I coming to Lagos?
Anytime you feel, sir, you are welcome, sir.
No, not anytime. Not anytime.
You are welcome anytime, sir.
Anytime you have one big boat, then tell me, then I will come.
Okay, sir. Don't worry, sir.
Prof is expecting
I will
his
bring
return ticket and
Lagos to
accommodation.
Abuja for you.
Yeah?
No problem.
No, Prof want to go to Lagos.
Anytime you want to come, you are welcome, sir.
I want to go to Lagos and see
Yes, sir.
Lagos.
Anytime you want to come, you are welcome, sir.
No problem.
Yes, sir.
So, class, let me allow you now to go and rest.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Prof. Let's use Wednesday. Tomorrow is Wednesday, right? Or Tuesday? Let's use tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, to get our materials, please.
Okay, sir.
Is it clear?
Thank you, Prof. Thank you, Prof.
Yes, sir.
Let us use Tuesday and Wednesday to ensure that our materials are intact with us.
No problem, sir.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir.
Then by weekend, let's ensure that we use the weekend to do our work.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Sir,
Thank you very much.
you're welcome. Okay, sir.
I wish you
All right, thank you, sir. Have a nice night.
Prof, thank you and good night, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Good night,
God bless you, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Good night, sir. Thank you, sir. Good night, sir.
Thank you very much.
Sir.
Good night.
Thank you, sir.
Good night. Yeah.
Yes.
China, sir, good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Have a nice rest.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Good night,
Yes,
everybody.
I saw one lady somewhere. I saw one lady. Is she gone?
Good night, sir. Thank you for the lecture, sir.
God bless you, sir. Chukwefe, Mohammed.
Good night, sir.
Mishola.
Yes,
Good night.
sir. Good night, sir. Bye, sir.
Good night.
Sir, good night.
My regards to your
Yes, sir.
regards to your families.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Good
you.
night,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Nice, sir.
Peter Ego.
See you during
Good night,
exam,
sir.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, see you, catch you on payday.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Nice, sir.